is Al Angelo again from A Plus Racing with another lesson on how to keep your Miata on the front row. Hey, we got a Miata here. I noticed that ended up with an axle leak. Kind of got a hint that it had some kind of oil leak. If you look back here up on the finish panel, you can see all kinds of little speckles and stuff like that. That's usually when the oil comes out from underneath the car, catches the draft, and ends up on the back of the car. So when you see a car that's got a bunch of little speckles like that, usually means something's leaking. So I saw that while I was at the track. We got it down here at the shop. I got it up in the air, and lo and behold, I can see a drip right here, and it's got a leaky axle seal. So this axle seal is leaking back here. So today, I want to show you how to replace the axle seal. It's not very hard, it's pretty easy, pretty inexpensive, but it's definitely going to save the rear end. If I was to let this go like that, and it kept leaking, it would end up leaking all the differential fluid out. It'd burn up the rear end. Now, this is a Torsen rear end. They're kind of pricey. That's like the rear end of choice when we're racing, so I definitely don't want to damage this differential. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the steps. Pretty simple. If you follow these, you're going to have no problem getting this thing back together. All right, so let's go walking on over this side. I already got the wheel off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this bolt right here. Okay, so I'm going to take that upper control arm bolt off, and I'm going to loosen this bolt. That will give me enough room to get the axle out. So let me show you how that's done. All right, I got a 14 and a 14, so I got my size 14s here, and I'm going to put my ratchet right here. It's a little high, but well, we can live with that. So this bolt has to come all the way out, all right? And sometimes I just pull down on it. If it doesn't come right out, I can unthread it. It takes a little longer. There it goes. I need this bolt all the way out, like that, okay? Got it out. All right, the next one is on the bottom lower control arm bolt that I need to just loosen it. I don't have to take this all the way out. I just got to break it loose. And sometimes this was pretty hard. Oh my God. Okay. So I got that one loose. That allows this whole arm to, as you see, it's already starting to come out. So now I got to go ahead and crack that ball joint. Got to crack this CV axle out from here. And all I got to do is take a pry bar right there. Okay, got a shot of that, and it should pop right out. Okay, I pop that out, swing it off to the side, out of my way. I'm gonna take my pry bar, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can pop that seal out of there. Okay, there it is. So I'm looking at the seal. I see it's got a nick in it. That might be where our leak's at. I also want to inspect this area of my axle to see if it's got a score in it or a groove. It looks pretty good. So I got the new axle seal right here. And I'm going to tell you, this is not an easy part to find, okay? Every time I go to the auto parts store, I try to order one, you always give me the wrong one. So this is the right one, and I can compare it to the old one, and you can see it's the right one. That's my part number right there. That's a Napa 14129. That's the right part number for an axle seal for a Torsen. Now what I do, I can, if I'm careful, set this in there and tap it and make it flush on there. I could do that. But what I do is I kind of find a socket. In this case, it's a four-wheel drive socket that fits inside of here that I could use as a driver. On the other side. And you can see I'm setting the seal up in here. And I got that there. You can hear it go home. All right, so now the seal is installed and it's perfectly flush, okay, with the case. All right, here's the tricky part. Okay, getting the axle back in. You got to be really careful with this part because you could ruin the axle and you could ruin the differential. All right. So, but I'm going to show you the easiest way to do this. So one way I used to do it many years ago, and I suggest you do this, is take some grease and put it on the very end of the shaft. Okay. So I grease that up so that that little snap ring is dead center. But basically what I do is I get the axle back lined up. Okay. So I got it lined back up in there, and then I turn the axle until I feel it go into the spider gear of the differential. And I can feel I'm in there. Then it's just a quick slide hammer, just like that. And you can see right here that it is all the way in. All right, now all I need to do is put my nut and bolt back on my upper control arm, which is right here. Okay, so I got that fairly lined up all the way through. Gonna tighten this up. Okay, and I'm gonna hold the bolt side. I'm gonna tighten the nut side. I'm sure there's a torque specs on that. It's probably somewhere around 25 or 30. Then we go ahead and tighten up the bottom side. Now, another trick on these, I know you Spec Miata racers, he's not doing it right, foul ball, foul ball. So, a lot of times, us Spec Miata racers, we don't like tightening these bolts up while it's hanging. Because the car is not on the racetrack while it's hanging like this. We usually do it underweight. So what I'll do with this is I will put the car on the stands to align it, crack these loose, and then tighten them back up. And that way they're tightened up when it's at curb height. And curb height means that with all the vehicle's weight on it. And that way we're not tightening it up in a position where it's not normally at while it's driving on the racetrack. All right. All right. Hey, how long did that take? 10 minutes? It's not a hard job at all. You can definitely do this at home. Not that big of a deal. And you know what? I do both sides. So I'm going to do the other side too. But you saw how I did this side. Both sides going to assure me I'm not going to have any more axle seals problems with this car for a long time. Hey, I want to thank you for watching the entire video. Thank you for watching my channel. I hope that you subscribe to this. And if you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up. If you have something you want to know about your Miata, by all means, send me a message and I'll make a video on it. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye now.